Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mundus.
Does anyone else have someone they work with where they'll say something to you and you just think to yourself, you know what? I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to remind me why I don't like you.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for the warm welcome. Obviously, my name is Mark. I live here in Charleston with my wife and kids. And fun fact about me, I think fun facts are a tool of capitalism to keep us numb to the horrors of the real world. All right, next slide here. Hey, I never want to be the person to come in and immediately change a culture, but I do have a few non-negotiables. Number one, this company offers unlimited PTO, so we're going to make them pay. I don't want anyone here asking for a day off. You tell me the days and the times you're not working, and if you're not taking enough days, I'm going to harp on you about it. Number two, I don't give a shit what you wear to work and when you work. We have a job we need to get done so that we can all have health insurance. I'm not the fucking fashion police here, okay? And if you need to go to the doctor in the middle of the day or want to get coffee or just don't want to work at all, whatever, let's just get the job done. Number three, don't be a piece of shit, okay? Can we all just be kind to each other because this world is hard enough, all right? That's good enough. This meeting's over. Go do literally anything but your jobs.
Being an asshole is my love language. Being an asshole is my love language. Don't listen to me, or you will regret it. Being an asshole is my love language. It's my love language.
The younger generation will never own a home because they lack an understanding of basic economic principles. Not me. I've invested $3,000 into a 2-week Japan trip so I can save $4 for every beer I drink. It's called international beer arbitrage. I only need to drink 750 beers and the trip's fully paid for. That's just 53 beers a day. Quite frankly, this is the financial discipline the younger generation could do with.
We mop with a mop, but we don't broom with a broom. Like, we sweep with a broom, but if you told me to broom with a broom, it'd sound crazy. But we rake with a rake, shovel with a shovel, we mow with a mower, we drill with a drill, we hammer with a hammer. But then we bake cookies and cook bacon and then sweep with a broom instead of brooming with a broom.
Does anyone remember what it was like buying marijuana before it was legal? You had to, like, go to a guy's house. You had to, like, pretend to be friends with a guy. You had to, like, watch a little bit of The Matrix with him. You had to pet his iguana. It was a fucking nightmare. And then what did you do after buying weed from him? Yes, smoke with him. What? No. You have so much. I have so little. Why do I have to give some of it back to you for free? You don't do that at other places. At a restaurant, to the waiter, you're not like, all right, here's a bite of my burger.
Millennials used to party in random people's houses. Like, we would walk into people's houses. No one knew the host. We just followed some guy in named Tyler who knew somebody. He would drink jungle juice out of a literal bathtub. Now, if my DoorDash driver knocks too loud, who I tracked and personally ordered, I hit the floor like the FBI is here. I'm peeking through my blinds like, why did they knock so aggressively? Like, bitch, you're the one who ordered the pad thai. We used to take drinks from strangers. Now we won't even open the door for contactless delivery. Back then, is this safe? Probably not, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Now, if the driver leaves the food 6 feet away, we still wait for the car to pull away. We survived random basements with no exit, but a polite knock in 2026 sends us into fight or flight.
Oh my God, Resident Evil 9. I want to buy this.
Great. And as a bonus, I'll throw in Resident Evil 6.
No, thank you.
No charge.
I do not want it.
But it's free, sir.
If that game even touches Resident Evil 9, I will kill you.
Don't worry. Someday, someone will come and take you home.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foo Bar Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Thank you all very much for listening to the Foo Bar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials as @Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll keep fooing it up like a bunch of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph?
What?
Today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we are back. We are back from many things. Now, you may be asking yourselves, where the hell have you been? We haven't done a podcast for 3 weeks, and I promise I have a reason for it. So buckle up, buckaroos. So it all started with me getting strep throat. So that's why we couldn't have the show on the 9th. Because the last one that we had was like March 2nd.
Yeah, absolutely. No voice.
Well, it was just painful to talk and do anything with my throat. Ding. And then the next week, that Friday, the 13th, I'm like, well, I think I feel pretty good. I can sing a 3-hour show, which I struggled through. I struggled through that one pretty bad, but I got through it, man, and it made for an interesting evening with the boys in the band. But after I stopped singing the last song, my voice was like, well, I don't know about you, but I am out of here. And then that was the end of that. And so I didn't have a voice. And so we thought we were going to do a podcast before we headed out to our trip on Japan. If you guys have been listening at least to the recent episodes, you would have known that we were going to be heading over to Japan, which we'll talk about in a minute, because we just got back. And as Steph can describe to you, the jet lag is very real.
It was very real. Yes.
And then we were supposed to do a podcast from the hotel room out in Japan, maybe like Tokyo or in between the Osaka-Tokyo trip, just to have a podcast. But we underestimated the amount of activities, the amount of walking,
right,
the amount of drinking we were going to be doing. So we just were not in a state where we could be entertaining to anybody, I think. So, and we knocked out because we always had something on the calendar too, because you got to understand, we don't go on these trips. Like, we don't go on trips.
Yeah,
we don't really go on vacation. We take time off, but it's usually a staycation.
Right, we'll take a couple extra days here and there.
Yeah.
But actually, like, vacating?
Vacate the premises?
No.
It's rare.
Yeah.
And so this one, we had to make it count by just loading this, 10 to 11 day period with as much sightseeing and stuff that we hear about and see in social media that's pretty exciting, without getting too much in the weeds of all these influencers who are trying to get you to go to like a paid, like a sponsored freaking restaurant that they go to. We didn't do anything like that. We still kept it pretty real and down to earth. But yeah, that's why we didn't have a podcast 3 weeks in a row. I think that the one for March 9th, we had posted something up on the story, and then we just didn't anymore for the other two because I was just out. I was done. So, but we're back, man. We're back. And, these things are probably going to continue to happen where we find something exciting. But when we are back to doing the podcast, we'll talk all about it. And keep you guys in the loop. But Steph, I'm surprised. You want to know why I'm surprised?
Why?
You haven't asked me about my hat.
What are you wearing on your head?
Oh, this thing.
Yes.
It's it's a Godzilla hat, and it's the derpy Godzilla. Now, it might, if you're looking at the video, let me just turn down a bit. Does it look like Godzilla there from the screen, Steph?
It looks like he's engulfing your head.
Okay. Off. Yeah. So I guess my face is supposed to be its lower jaw.
You got the top teeth. You got the eyes. You got the little eyebrows.
It's the derpy eyes. It's the one. I think the first one, the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The derpy. That's the best one.
Yeah. I think there was a derpy one in the 60s.
There was. Yeah.
I think that one had ears even, I think.
But I do like the American Godzilla, the one with the new monsters.
Oh, for the Monarch?
Because he's a thick Godzilla.
He's a thick
with
boy.
With 2 C's.
And he's much larger, I think, from the -1 Godzilla, too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But anyway, lots of Godzilla talk. So, what do you think, Steph? Oh, by the way, it's what the Japanese like to call a souvenir. This hat. So, I did we get this one? No, I bought this one, right?
Yeah, we bought it from
Don Quixote.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about all that later. Yeah. But what about my hat? I got a new hat too.
You got a new hat too.
I got to take off my headphones for this.
Yeah. So if you're watching the video, you got a Mothra hat.
I did.
So I got
a Mothra hat. So underneath the bill has Mothra embroidered in it, and a nice pattern. And then we have the embroidered Mothra wings on the outside.
That flap back and forth.
I mean, not automatically, but yeah, I got to shake my head.
Chicken head.
That was a nice bonus because this hat was actually packaged. And I just saw, it says Mothra. And then the bill looked really cool. And then I take it out of the package and I'm just like, oh my God, there's wings.
Yeah, I thought that those were flat on the hat.
Yeah,
the wings.
like embroidered into the hat, but not freestanding like this.
Yeah, they get to flap. So
this is my new favorite. This is my new favorite hat. I'll be wearing it all the time.
There you go.
There we go.
You can be Mothra. Very cool. Very cool. Now, we almost did everything. Well, let's talk about Japan. What else did you want to talk about? Because that was like the big thing we did for like the last couple weeks here.
Let's do it. Let's get into the Japan talk.
We did almost everything we wanted to do in our itinerary without boring you with the details of everything that was in there. We're going to talk about like all the main stuff, but one of the things that we missed was being able to book a reservation at Bar Centifolia.
Oh,
it's with that. It's the one with that famous Japanese bartender who cuts the ice, who sets the whole bar on fire, or I don't know, does some like really cool showmanship with him making the cocktails. I think somebody on social media was a Jordan the Stallion who went there recently and talked all about it, and he did a whole little reel from the bathroom of that place. But we wish we would have gone, but you know what?
We just forgot. It was on the calendar. We had just forgotten to make a reservation.
Way ahead of time, which is what's required for that. But it's cool. Like we got to do other stuff.
Yeah. You know what? Like a lot of people would complain, oh, you just went to the touristy areas. But we're like, that's what we wanted to see.
Right.
The touristy areas. Like,
so that we know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah. And it's just like, some people say, oh, you should move away from all these tourist traps.
But that's a second Japan trip thing to do.
And I feel like, we are like, never been there before. Okay, let's just stick with the tourist spots because they are going to speak the most English there.
Yeah.
Even though we have the translators, we still needed to use it from time to time. But it's just like for us not being able to speak the language properly, I felt like they were very accommodating in that respect in the tourist areas.
Sure. Yeah, they kind of have to be. They
right.
Tourists and the common language, if it's not Japanese, it's English.
Right. And then
even with non-English speaking folk.
Right.
Yeah, they just default to English.
So that's not to get confused with like a tourist trap where they overcharge you.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
So we tried to avoid those as much as possible.
Right.
But being in a tourist spot, I feel like it was fine. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I had no complaints about it.
I like that we went to it was an English pub, but for St. Patrick's Day. We made our way over to a pub.
Oh, yeah. We did.
Because we were there. We got there on the 16th, I believe. Or the 17th. Yeah, the 16th.
16th.
And so on the next day after we get in, it was St. Patrick's Day, and I forgot to bring anything green. But it's cool because Japan doesn't really care about any of that. We didn't see anything like St. Patrick's Day related, just little kind of niche areas like this pub that had some shamrocks up.
Yeah, and then... it's not 100% like all English pub because they still sell the Japanese
of course.
cocktails there. So that's what I usually got, even if it was like a more English theme or something like that.
And we met up with some town folk there. from the area, and I asked them all about, what the deal with them eating KFC for Christmas was about. And they said, well, maybe back in the day it was a big thing they shared, and these were young kids. What do you think they were, like in their early to mid 20s?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, that's what they looked like, at least. And they seemed like they just go to that bar to meet people from all around the world, because people tend to end up there because it's kind of a familiar thing to go to a pub. And I asked them, it's like, yeah, maybe that was a thing for like the older generation from like the 70s and 80s and stuff, maybe even the 90s to an extent. But these days, they eat other things. But I think a big part of that is that it's turned into like their honey baked, where there's either a huge line to get a KFC meal on Christmas, or they have to like reserve a meal way ahead of time.
Yeah, or they just make it if they do celebrate it.
Yeah.
So, like, I like your analogy with the honey bake, because like honey bake is very popular over here, at least in Southern California.
Yeah.
And
you get your ham.
That isn't like a deal breaker for Christmas. You can just, get ham somewhere else if that's what you're eating. But it's just like a popular spot.
Right. The other thing, too, is I spent my Christmas in Japan. My birthday in Japan. The hell. And that was really, really cool, because we've made a tradition of going to one of my favorite pizza parlor establishments in California to go to Shakey's every year for a long time now.
Yeah.
We've been going there at least for my birthday. For a while, and lo and behold, we're in Tokyo, and there's this Shakey's in Shinjuku.
Like, of course you would point that out, and I'm just
what stood out? Like, because we walked by the building, I was like, holy shit, they have a Shakey's.
This is like a couple of days before your birthday, too.
And my birthday was going to be just like a walking around day, just getting to know the city a little bit more. So I'm like, that's where we're having lunch. It's happening. And it was very refreshing not to break that tradition, despite us being in the other side of the fucking planet.
You know what? It was a really good deal, too, because it was like 17,000 yen per person.
Yeah, which is like $12 or something.
Yeah, something like that. But they had the all-you-can-eat buffet. So I mean,
like the bunch of lunch.
Yeah. And not only that, but you can upgrade your drink to alcoholic beverage for 800 yen. Something
800
like that.
yen. You only get like 90 minutes to be in there and eat.
Right.
Which it doesn't look like they were going to kick us out, because we used up all 90 minutes and nobody was even looking at us.
1,700 yen is $10.61.
There you go. And then what's 800 yen?
800.
Probably just half of that, huh? Around
$4.99.
$4.99 for an all-you-can-drink beer, and it's on draft, man. You just put it in this little machine. You press the button. It tilts the glass or the glass mug. And pours it in there. And Japan's really big on giving you like the foam head.
Yeah.
So it even gives you some of that at the end.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Which I think from an aesthetic perspective, it's pretty cool looking when you see like that. It looks like a cartoon even.
Yeah.
Because of how perfect that looks.
But you know, we have those here. It's just we don't have access to it like that particular Shakey's.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But also their version of highballs over there is just tonic and whiskey.
It's whatever whiskey. It's usually like a Jim Beam or like a really average grade whiskey and soda water. Mm-hmm. But there's also lemon sours. Yeah. So it's just that plus lemon. Those are really good. I made myself one.
Oh, you're drinking one now.
Yeah, I'm just drinking right now.
In your sake glass.
In my Ohtani Dodgers sake glass that we got last season.
Oh, hell yeah. By the way, the Dodgers are back. Well, baseball is back.
Baseball.
But speaking of Ohtani, you put out a reel. Mm-hmm. Did you put it on the Fubar Show Instagram?
No, I can, though.
Yeah. We can put it on there later. But you made a reel of all of the instances where you noticed Shohei Ohtani on an ad.
I was really trying to get as many as I could.
It was a nice Easter egg hunt for you for that entire time that we were in Japan.
Yeah, and I noticed...
Guy's everywhere. The guy is everywhere.
I noticed him more in Tokyo than I did in Osaka.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, because there was more like higher end shopping advertisements in Tokyo versus Osaka. I feel like Osaka, like the difference between the two, I've only been there like the one trip, right? So I have no idea. This is just my take on it. But Osaka was more like a chill vibe.
Yeah.
I heard the opposite from all my coworkers.
From everybody that has gone recently, I thought Tokyo was more exciting.
Yeah. So for us, because we did Osaka first, and so that was more chill, walking around, a lot more street food access. Yeah. We were able to get skewers.
Sure. Really good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything closed like at 9. Even some of the bars we were trying to get into, like they closed at 9. And I'm just like, well, is it because it's a weekday? It's like, no, we were there over the weekend as well.
Right. It was just, they don't stay up that late.
Yeah.
Which is great for these convenience stores.
Oh,
like 7-Eleven, Lawson's, or Family Mart, or the big three over there. And I made it a daily occurrence, just as a mandatory daily occurrence, to get myself a strong zero, at least one. But there was some, evenings where we drank 2 or 3, and those things aren't fucking around, man. And by the way, I just as we landed and I turned off my airplane mode when we landed, I start getting these ads about the strong zeros here in the U.S. But lo and behold, of course, just like anything else that's cool, they nerfed it. Because I think in Japan, it's like 9% alcohol in there. Very dangerous because you can't even tell there's alcohol in there. So you can just drink it like a lemonade.
It tastes like a lemonade.
And then here in the States, I think they bumped it down to like 5.5. And I think they even turned it into like a seltzer type of deal.
It's like a vodka seltzer.
Vodka seltzer. So it's just like, dude, why have this when White Claws exist or anything else like that, like a Sun Cruiser or something?
You're just paying for the name at that point.
Yeah. But I don't know that it's not like I've tried it. I haven't tried it. I will. Doesn't mean I won't. But I'm not impressed, man. I think Centauri needs to go back to the boardroom here and hash a few things out so that we can have the original Japanese strong zeros.
Yeah.
We posted a reel about that even. About me going nuts with the strong zeros. But yeah, man.
So how did you like Osaka?
Osaka was bomb. I thought it was very fun. But like you said, it was very chill. Like nothing exciting was really happening unless you were like by where the canal is.
Yeah.
That's where like it's super populated. There's music pumping throughout that area. But it has a very outdoorsy Vegas vibe. But once you start going to places in that area, you're away from all of that, from all that noise, and you're just finding yourself in these smaller corridors. I just found there to be a lot more children and like families in Osaka.
Yeah, definitely.
Compared to Tokyo, where it was more like a young adult to regular adult type of age group.
Yeah.
Didn't see a whole lot of kids. The occasional kid here and there, but like it just felt like the world right now who is touring is treating Osaka like the family trip.
Yeah, I can get that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely culture shock when we first landed.
Oh, for sure.
In Osaka.
Trying to get the train.
No, well, not only that, but I didn't have my VPN set up. And so...
No, not your VPN, your SIM.
My eSIM, yeah, not the VPN. My eSIM. So I had the app downloaded, but I didn't pay for it, and I didn't like initiate it when we were on the plane like I was supposed to, because I'm just like, oh, let's get off the plane, let's go, woo! And then we were like struggling to turn it on in the airport when we landed, and once we got that going, then it's just like, oh fuck, we have to take a train. How do we do that? So we're at the ticket counter, and we can't even figure out like how to buy a ticket.
It took us a while to figure it out. Finally, I just scanned a QR code after 15 to 20 minutes of us just trying to understand what was happening with the machines, where I'm like, here's a QR code. It'll tell us what to do. Well, let's just at least get to the hotel room and have a seat and figure it out from there. Because that was really kind of and we had sent our luggage ahead of time, so we're just like, our luggage better be there as advertised.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things on our mind. No, I'm sorry, that was when we got there first. But anywho, It was very difficult. It was very difficult to get that first train. What happened?
Oh. I'm just like, whose phone is ringing? It's my mom.
Oh, call her later.
She's calling me.
Good old Mumsy.
What was it?
By the way, shout out to Mumsy. She watched the dogs while we were away.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
The train system was very difficult to navigate. I mean, even though it says like, it tells you like, on if you're using Google Maps, even if you're using Apple Maps, it tells you where to go, but that's not the issue. The issue is finding the terminal where you need to go.
And it gives you a lot of details. That's why at a certain point, everybody online, by the way, recommends that you use Google Maps, which worked out most of the time for me. But it was just so damn detailed that my brain was just, it was like there was too much going on. I was overstimulated. So I'm like, I check out Apple Maps and everything's just way more simplified for the average idiot like myself. So if you find yourself being a little weird that way, you might find that Apple Maps is actually very good.
They work, yeah, they work both.
Yeah. Both work very good. It's just how much detail do you want? Because a lot of detail you can get lost in the weeds of like platform, terminal, the times, how much it could potentially cost. Like it's all listed there rather than you just trying to figure out on the map, okay, where the hell am I even going and what cities should I be looking for? There's all this other detail in the middle. Apple Maps is a little bit more simplified. So whichever works for you, either works pretty cool. But it is definitely a really cool, like their transportation system is out of control good. Once you figure it out, once you kind of get a taste for it and you kind of know what goes where and that kind of thing. For me, I think that I ended up figuring out their transportation, like their railway system, towards the tail end of our entire trip there.
Yeah.
It's when I got super comfortable with it. But there was a few instances where we're like, where the hell are we?
We got lost. We had to double back. Then we couldn't get through the gates, and then they had to charge us for a round trip at one point, and it's just
we're
like,
whatever,
just
help us get out of here. It was just like $1. That's how cheap it is. I mean, for those who don't own a car, you don't have to when you're in the city like that.
If you're staying mostly within the city, the transport system with the train is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's just only when you venture out more into the countryside, you need it.
Totally. Or you own a business that requires you to use a vehicle.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Yeah. We ended up downloading the Welcome Suica card, which is their travel tap card. So you download it on the phone.
And you just tap it on the terminal.
Yeah. You don't need a physical card unless you like that sort of thing and want to keep it as a keepsake. But it worked out for us, and we kept reloading because we traveled so much.
Yeah. And
Japan is really a walking type of place.
Yeah.
Definitely if you have knee problems, stairs are going to be troublesome. I mean, they do have escalators and elevators.
Yeah, but
most of the time you're going to encounter stairs because that's just the first thing that comes up.
Right.
You have to go out of your way to find either the escalator or the stairs.
Right.
I mean, the elevator.
Yeah, those stairs took you out.
Oh my God, I was tired.
You were pretty tired.
Yeah.
But
yes,
a few other things that we did of note before we start to bore people with our trip to Japan was we went to a baseball game there. It was a preseason game over at the Tokyo Dome. That was like our first day in Tokyo after getting there.
Yes.
And we saw the Tokyo Tigers, I believe.
Giants?
Giants, yeah, that's right.
Giants?
The Tokyo Giants against the Rakuten Golden Eagles, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. So the Giants lost.
Yeah. I was comparing okay, what are the Japanese equivalent to the MLB?
Oh yeah.
And so I looked it up, and the Tokyo Giants are supposed to be the equivalent to the Yankees.
Yeah.
Supposed to be like the most all-time
winningest team. Yeah.
Did they win when we saw them?
No. It was preseason though. They probably didn't have their best guys out there, and
yeah,
they
that's true.
care.
I did like the feel for the baseball because they don't have like a DJ or a organ.
Guy on an organ and doing sound effects.
No, it's like the LAFC's
Yeah, it's
fan
like
base.
soccer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where people have like a drum, there's horns, everybody participates in the chants.
There's bannermen.
Yeah.
And they're very polite too. So when like the Giants are up to bat, that's when our side was rooting, and then when the opposing team was up to bat, they gave them like a little section to cheer and was like really tiny, but they were like polite and they just let them cheer while they're on up for bat.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
The vibes were cool. I really enjoyed it. The food there is bomb. The drinks are very accessible. I think I even posted about it on my personal Instagram where like a drink was like 1,000 yen. So it was like equivalent to just under $7.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not just having one. And it was my first experience with a beer girl.
Yes.
Where, they come up to you while you're on the benches, on the stands there, and they'll pour you a beer because they have it on their back. They have the keg in the back.
Yeah, they just
as
have
a
to give you
backpack.
beer. You don't even have to get up out of your seat.
And
it's super convenient. And we're just like, man, why can't we have this here?
Somebody will ruin it.
Somebody's going to ruin it immediately.
Yeah.
And we all know why. But it was nice. And it was so chill. And then sure, you got the drunk guys in the back because, they probably have season tickets.
Right.
But they were just like there for the love of the game.
They're cheering. They
were
weren't
cheering.
doing anything stupid.
Yeah. Oh, and then I noticed that during the baseball game, they have these like safety officers.
Yeah.
So if the ball gets too close or is about to, come into the stands, they have these whistles to catch your attention. And so they'll alert you to it. And they'll just like, oh, watch out. And they'll point up towards the ball. So they really have to pay attention to the game too.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's easy to get distracted with all the singing and the chanting and the food and the beer.
Yeah.
And all that. But it's nice that they do that because not the entire stadium has a net protecting the folks.
Right. It's usually like the netting system here with
at least there at the Tokyo Dome.
Our baseball.
Right.
They have the net around home base and the dugouts for those foul balls. Mm-hmm. I noticed that their field was a lot smaller. Or felt smaller?
It felt smaller, but I think it's just because the dome was closed, so it kind of felt a little bit more intimate.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was about the same size.
I know the field size here in the MLB, they're not regulated. There's some stadiums that are small, or some fields that are smaller than others.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting kind of thing about baseball is they have not regulated the actual fields of like where everything should be. Mm-hmm. So besides that was cool. We went to Universal Studios Hollywood where we saw their version of like their Harry Potter area, the Super Nintendo area, which turns 5?
It was their 5th year. Yeah, they had their 5th year anniversary.
We got these wristbands there too. Apparently, these are exclusive to only Japan and Orlando.
Right.
They don't. It's the Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong wristbands. That normally, I think when we first went to the one here in Hollywood, I had the Mario. I think you had Luigi.
Yeah.
No, Yoshi. I think you got the Yoshi one. You might have gotten the Yoshi one.
You think I had Yoshi? I think I got the Luigi one though.
I don't know. I think you were against it at the moment, and that's why you got the Yoshi one. I really
wanted a green one, so that's why I got it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we forgot to bring ours, but so we had to buy new wristbands. Yeah. So if you've been to Super Mario World, you know that for some games, or to get to one of the rides, you actually need to buy a wristband, play the games, and get 3 keys.
Right.
To unlock it.
Yep.
There's also, like, if you download the app, you can also get trophies. That's just, for your personal thing. So we got, like, we had to walk around like a scavenger hunt, and we unlocked the trophy that spells out Kong by tapping your wrist to certain areas in the park. It really just encourages you to walk around.
It's just interactive.
Yeah.
It encourages you, to walk around, be interactive, get in all the lines and check everything out. It's very, like it's perfect for ADHD people. Like there's always something going on.
Yeah. For the most part, it's pretty similar to the one here in Hollywood, except for the Donkey Kong area. So that is its own area. Like you can spend all day there too, because it's huge. Not just like a Super Mario World. That hat getting a little tight for you?
Yeah, I got a little tight here in the chin area, so I just Velcroed it.
Suck it in, dude.
No, just mute it. Just mute it all episode. So that was cool. We went also to Disneyland Sea, not Tokyo Disneyland, which is like right next to it. It's equivalent to like how here in California, it's the main Disneyland, and then right next door is California Adventure. We went to what is there, California Adventure, and it's very kind of like nautical themed, or at least it takes place in cities around the world, like in the Mediterranean, New York, that are by the ocean. So it's very much about like things in the ocean,
about things in the sea,
or in the sea. Like the ride that we went on, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh yeah, good old Jules Verne.
Yeah. And a few other rides that were pretty cool. You didn't want to go on the Haunted Mansion, but I went into the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, the Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. Sorry,
Tower of Terror. Yeah, I can't do those rides. I get so sick. Like the first time that we went, like fucking 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I was just like, ugh. Ever since then, I can't do it.
Yeah,
because I want to be cool for the rest of the day. But I'm just like, my body can't handle roller coasters anymore.
So I got one of those fast passes. I know that's not what they're called, but that's just how I remember them. I call them all fast passes. But I got one for that. Got in, got out. It was fun. They have seatbelts on that one. I don't remember there being seatbelts in the one over in Anaheim. You can write in and prove me wrong on that. But it just felt like it was more like intense.
Like forceful, like they dropped you a little harder.
Oh yeah, a little harder, and then going up, so your stomach is just going up and down, up and down.
See, that's what I don't like.
So I guess it was a good call that you said don't eat lunch yet until you get on this ride, and then we had something to eat. The food there was pretty cool, but I gotta say, and it might have a lot to do with us not being Disney adults. So like, yes, it's exciting to go to Disneyland here and there, but nowadays you got all these pass holes, and they go like almost every weekend or every other weekend, and they'll get like whatever treat is being sold that week, and then get on one line, a line for one ride, and then they'll just go home because they know that they're going back in a couple of weeks. So they kind of do Disney at little bits at a time. But we're not that. We're not those people. I mean, I still think that Disney is for children.
It is for kids.
But you got all these adults here in California, or just maybe even Orlando. I haven't been to that one yet. That are just kind of, I think, ruining it for the innocent experience that it needs to be for a child.
A lot of those rides, especially like when we went to Disney Sea, they are for kids. Yeah. They are like little kiddie rides. They were like 3 big rides. One was the Tower of Terror. The other one was Indiana Jones, which was closed.
Yeah.
It was closed. And then Journey to the Center of the Earth. I feel like those are the 3 biggest rides for adults. Everything else, kids, you walk through, you have a good time. It's really chill. There's really no pressure when you go to Disney Sea to do anything. There's no rush to do anything.
It's just a nice place to chill out. Just to walk around. Yeah. Everything's very nice looking. But they don't hit you either with all of these crazy like mainstream characters from Disney. You see like these bears that we've never seen before.
That's their popular
their thing.
Character. Everybody was talking about, you got to get there early because there's going to be a long line to get in. So we stroll in probably like 11, 12 o'clock. There's zero line.
Early. There's hardly anybody there.
There's no line.
Yeah. Probably because it was, what was it, a Tuesday when we went?
Yeah, like Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And then, there was like zero line. I was like, okay.
Cool. I mean, we were out of there by what, 6?
Yeah, we were only there for a couple hours. They don't really have like a downtown Disney like you think. It's more just a shopping mall.
It's just a Tokyo mall. It's pretty much all it is.
It's a hangout.
Yeah.
So it was about an hour train ride from where we were staying in Tokyo to Disney Sea. Very accessible, easy to do.
Yeah, it really, really is. I
would recommend it if you wanted to just chill vibe, things like that. They are big on their costumed characters. Like the Pluto, the Donald Duck, Daisy Duck was out there, and they just get swarmed.
Yeah,
like
they
nobody
do.
even wants to go on a ride at that point. Like they're just like picture.
They're huge on the characters and getting their autographs and a picture with them. It's crazy.
Because they will actually interact with you. They'll hug you.
They'll have
They'll hold
fun
your
with you.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
It's for kids, for God's sake.
Yeah, and that's
how- as
what
it should
that's
be.
what it feels like should happen.
Right. So maybe the next time we go to Japan, we'll hit up the regular Disneyland that they have there.
Yeah, we'll see what's up.
We'll see what happens. They might have other things going on in other places. And besides the bullet train that we took from Osaka to Tokyo, that was that split up the legs in our trip, which was pretty cool. We got there in 3 hours.
Which, by the way, you should probably buy it early. Because we bought it when we were there. Because I had forgotten to buy the Shinkansen tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's about $130 per person. I had to buy it on... I couldn't figure out where to buy it. Oh, the train website was not working for me. I don't know why it wasn't working. Like, my credit card would not get charged.
Right.
So I used this website called Clock. And I used it for a lot of the... Klook. Klook.
Right? Klook. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Klook.
I always called it Clock. Anyway.
Yeah. I never...
I use that to buy a lot of the
correct you.
tickets that we got. Other than that, I would just like go on the Japanese version of the website, like USJ for Universal Studios, or I would go to like Tokyo Disney Resort for the Disney tickets. A lot of the other stuff, I used that website, KLOOK, and I bought the bullet train tickets there. And then I paid extra to sit on the Mount Fuji side, and we almost missed it because... Because it was further towards Tokyo, and
it's like when you're 3/4 of the way there is where you end up passing Mount Fuji, and some of the clouds did block out like the tip of it, but not at the beginning. We saw the whole mountain.
Yeah, and then bless you.
Hey.
If I didn't look out the window when I did, we would have missed it completely.
Well, we took a nap. We took a quick nap, and then when I woke up, I was like, "Oh, hey, look at that!
Yeah,
Mount Fuji.
That bullet train is a smooth ride.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice. And we got there in 3 hours, which is really super nice. If we would have taken any other type of transportation, it would have taken us much longer.
Like double that, just because it's that far away.
Yeah.
You have to go through the countryside and
What would
a
you
lot
say?
of farmland.
Maybe it's equivalent to like from here to, let's just say, Salem, Oregon.
What the fuck? No, it's like here to Sacramento. Like time-wise, if you're traveling, if you look at Osaka and Tokyo, the distance is about 6 hours time-wise. I don't know, actual mileage, kilometers-wise.
Yeah.
But that's about like from here to San Francisco.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, depending on if you're driving straight through or not.
Sure. But I thought it was super cool. But the number one thing I think, Steph, that we did was we actually went to the Shin Godzilla Zipline.
Dude.
Freaking sick.
That was like the first thing that we did.
Yeah. You got to go to an island. So it's kind of a trek. It's a little out of the way. At least it was for us where we were stationed out in Osaka.
This was the day that we got lost on the train and had to loop back. And not only that, but then we had to take a bus to get to Awaji Island.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know how to take a bus. Like, where do we go? We had to go to a bus terminal. And I'm just like, what do you mean we have to go to a bus terminal?
Well, at least to catch that bus going there.
Yeah.
We had to go there. And turns out we just used our Suica cards.
It was so easy.
It was easier than we thought. So you just had to read the signs. That's really all it is. But I thought that it was just pretty amazing. The whole structure of what is the Godzilla body and the mouth and the whole thing, I thought was very impressive.
Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla. We literally zip-lined into its mouth.
Dude, it was so fun.
We posted a video about that where Steph's going down there. And then before you get into the zipline area, you are in this like small theater, and they explain to you that the Godzilla that's there is inactive, and that's why it's like frozen still. And so because of a military project that successfully fired missiles into its mouth with like a chemical to immobilize him, and so they continue to study him in that inactive state. So that's kind of the reasoning as to why there's a Godzilla right there. But what did you think, Steph?
I thought it was like one of the coolest experiences ever. We were a little bit confused because we kept going back to the zipline area because nobody told us that we had to.
There aren't any signs to tell you to go check in at the what would you say, the register first?
Like the ticket counter, and there's like an order you have to do it in, but she wasn't like really like explaining it. Even though we had like translators,
right?
She really didn't tell us stay here,
right?
And then we got to watch a movie.
So we just went back to the zip line.
And then we kept going back and forth. It's like, no, you need to go back. I was like, okay. Other than that, it's super cool. The zip line, you only get to do it once, which...
It's fine.
It's fine.
And you have the option of going in the mouth or around the body. But it's like, we're here.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go around the body? Why would anybody pick the around the body?
Well, it's because there's 2 different missions that you can do. And you can either like go through the mouth and then go around and then do like the shooting mission, which is what we did, or you can go through the side and then kind of like, secure or get a little bit closer to those clusters that we were shooting at. The park that we went to at Awaji Island had a whole bunch of different attractions as well. We had missed the Attack on Titan attraction.
Yeah, by a few weeks, I think.
Yeah, but it's literally like a park, like a picnic park type of thing.
Right.
But it just has these attractions, and you have to like pay for each one of them.
Yeah.
They had a Dragon Quest one. They have a restaurant. They had the Godzilla Museum, which we did after the zip lining, and
super cool.
It was pretty cool. We bought some stuff. Oh, and then if you're ever thinking about going to do the Shin Godzilla zipline, there's 3 packages you can do. You can do like just the standard package, which is just the zipline and the museum and everything. There's the second package, which is like a premium package, and they give you a backpack. Then there's a third package, which they give you everything. They don't give you the backpack, but they'll give you like one of those very nice embroidered jackets that cost upwards of like $400 that we've seen.
Yeah. And those were exclusive to that.
Yeah. You can't buy that separate, which I didn't like in hindsight. I should have bought one medium-sized package or whatever and premium size, and then I should have bought one VIP so we can both have like one item each. But I ended up buying like the premium package that comes with this backpack right here.
All right, if you're watching the video, buckle in for this treat.
Look at this backpack. It is a plush backpack that it is Godzilla right here, and his tail is a little coin purse that it can detach. Look at that. It is like the most adorable backpack, and the mouth unzips so you can open it and put stuff in there.
That's where you put your stuff in there. You know what? I think this would be very, very nice for like a chilled vodka bottle or something like that, or a chilled sake bottle like the one we had last night.
Well, because your whole arm fits into its mouth.
Yeah. And I think it'll keep it chilled. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's just it's not like it's not that type of.
Oh, another pocket in the belly.
There's like 3 or 4 pockets that you can access from it. But honestly,
what are you putting in that?
I don't know. I don't even know when I'm going to use this. But
I wish I could put my laptop in it and I could use it for work, but it's not that big or wide.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Godzilla. The zippers are red, and then when you put it on its back, on your back, it kind of faces up, and then the tail kind of just wags around, which is a little coin purse. So yeah,
it's just so ridiculous.
I paid extra for this. We got 2 of them.
We have 2 of them. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, where else would you be able to get something cool like that?
Exactly.
As cheesy as it is, it's Godzilla. It's still like a sci-fi thing. So, if you're listening to this podcast, even I doubt you'll have a problem with it. So, What else? I think that covers pretty much all like the main highlights. We did the whole the Shibuya crossing too. That only took like 10 seconds.
Dude, because it was raining. We didn't want to be outside.
Right.
But you know what?
It was nice.
Japan life, rain or shine, you got to get stuff done. Everybody's out. You just wear an umbrella, and that's it.
And they have umbrellas super accessible where you can just rent from practically everywhere in the city.
You just rent them.
And put them back when you're done, and then boom, they start charging you. Very innovative with a lot of the stuff that they have around Japan. Awesome society. What would you give it out of 10? Your experience in Japan?
Out of 10, I gave it a 8.5 out of 10.
8.5? Okay. That's very fair, I think.
Yeah.
I would probably give it a 9.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing not making it a 10 is really my fault for not knowing their language.
Yeah.
But that
Also,
has nothing to do with Japan. That has everything to do with me. So
yeah, because my contribution also factors into this rating as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just feel like just doing a little bit more research food-wise, we could have had like more opportunity. But
we had some bomb-ass ramen and sushi and everything. It was so good.
Honestly, it's just whatever we saw that looked good.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
That's what we ate.
Yeah.
And we did not regret any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think every single place that we went to eat was very good. So, yeah.
Oh, one last thing I did want to talk about is just if you are a collector of like stamps and stuff,
anything,
there are temples that you can visit, and then you can get a handwritten, or they even have printed messages that they'll give you signifying that.
I really like it when they do the handwritten ones.
Yeah, so
very artsy.
So it's called Goshuin. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Goshuin.
But so there's 2 different books that you have to get. So there's a Goshuin book that looks more like it's a hardback book, and then it's an accordion style pages. And you can go to the temple, and they'll either give you like a printout, so you'll have to stick it into like a picture pocket in the Goshuin, or you can have it handwritten by one of, I think, like the facility over there, like the monks or something like that.
Yeah.
For a fee, and they will handwrite and stamp your, that's signifying that you went there to pray.
You went there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
you can't mix them.
No, you can't mix them. So you can't mix the Goshuin with like the Eki stamp book. So we had spent so much time looking for this fucking stamp book.
We didn't buy it until Tokyo.
Yeah, we went through like 3 or 4 different bookstores in Osaka
and
looking for this stamp book.
Stationery stores and everything.
And it's a specific stamp book that it looks like it's almost like a passport size book, but inside it has these blank pages. So that you
like
can
a passport.
you can get stamps around Tokyo. And so that's another hidden gem that you can search for while you're in Japan are these tourist stamps. Most of them are found in like train stations, airports, things like that. So
Tokyo Dome, I think, had one too.
Yeah, Tokyo Dome had one. I had only a piece of paper at the time because we couldn't find it. But it's
still pretty cool.
Yeah. It's still pretty cool. I used Stamp Quest to find a lot of these stamps. Other than that, it just happened by chance that we came across it. And
I'm happy that you didn't give up on the quest to find that particular book, because we had just pretty much given up. We're like, oh, they don't sell this anywhere here in Japan.
It's like it's a myth, right?
Right. And then we go into this one. I guess it was one of the more popular bookstores there, and so you were able to find it.
I was determined to find this book, and so like I went on YouTube, and there's this one video that gives you step-by-step instructions on where to find this specific book in Tokyo. And it just so happened that we were right next to that exact bookstore. And I was just like, we need to go to the 4th floor. And we need to just we spent a couple of minutes like walking around, and we finally found it. And we did it.
Yeah, we did it. And we got as much stamps as we could after that day. So we didn't get any really in Osaka, but it's okay. I mean, we'll go back at some point, and now we're ready for it.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so there's 2 types of stamps that you can get. You can just get the one-off stamp or at whatever location that you're searching for, or you can do what's called a stamp rally. And we did this back in Comic-Con. I think it was last year. So a stamp rally is where you have multiple
Layers.
sites. Yeah, multiple layers that you need to complete to get the full stamp. And so like it'll be 5 stamps that you need to get the full picture.
But
or
it
stamps.
like, so the first layer would be like the black, all the black colors that are in this stamp. And then there's an overlay stamp after that that's a different color, and then you start adding all these overlays, and when you're done with all these overlays you get the full picture of what the stamp is supposed to be. Very colorful, very detailed.
I would tell you that a lot of these stamps are very hard to find because most of them were found next to information centers, but not necessarily in the information center. Like they were around it, hidden, like they were tucked into a corner, or they'll just be like super out in the open. So if you are going to Japan, it's just a fun little bonus. Yeah. So that actually, I was reading online that it's supposed to promote like tourism and just visiting different locations, even if you live there. It's just like something extra.
Yeah.
I wish we had something like this here, like a little scavenger hunt. But no.
Well, that used to be Pokemon Go, I think.
Yeah.
I think we all just outgrew that. I mean, people still play it. I'm not talking trash about it or nothing, but I just don't do it anymore.
The best thing I loved about Japan is that Japan was only Japan. Japan wasn't trying to be anything else.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Even their McDonald's, Wendy's, KFC menus are very Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. Because we passed by a couple of them. And they have the standard items, but then they also have like their twist on it. Like even the Subway had like a shrimp sandwich.
Can't get that here.
No.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get tuna.
Yeah.
But it's,
lots of
canned tuna.
Yeah. Lots of egg sandwiches from the
Oh, dude, that's the way to go. At least if you're trying to be a little thrifty and save $1 for breakfast and not have to leave the room to have breakfast and still have a chance to somewhat get like ready and wake up and have your coffee in there. Just go to the 7-Eleven, the Family Mart, or the Lawson's before you head back into your hotel. We usually got like a bag full of stuff.
Yeah. And I feel like we do that no matter where we travel.
That's true.
Like the few times that we travel, like we will like stock up on like convenience store foods.
And I have a hard time trusting breakfast places like the breakfast buffets in the hotels. Just ends up being like a continental breakfast, which is super boring and doesn't really fuel you up in the right way to explore the city. So at least you know what you're getting when you get your egg sandwich at these convenience stores. But those are the only places that are really open 24/7.
Yeah.
So at least you can count on getting something to eat at some point of the night if you have the munchies. If you are too drunk to maybe go to sleep yet, you can go in and get yourself an energy drink or whatever you need to do so that you can sober up before going to sleep so you don't wake up with a hangover. Because a lot of these folks have to work the next day. They work like 6-7 days a week. So, but they still like to party. That's what I love about the Japanese. It seems like they're all very hard workers, but they party hard too.
Yeah. They're what is it? Their work group outing or something like that. There's a specific name for it.
Oh, all the salarymen that go out. Yeah.
That's how they relieve their stress.
Yeah.
I'd like Japan to visit, but I would not live there.
No,
I wouldn't live there. It's just the culture, the demand for work, going in early, staying late, not having multiple days off, considering if you are going to be like in that salaried corporate position, which most likely will end up being in. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I love breaks.
Well, the last thing I wanted to cover, Steph, and this is something that I found extremely interesting from a very geeky perspective, was that you read about businesses using high-pitched devices that younger people can hear and older people often cannot. And so these are commonly referred to as mosquito anti-loitering devices and are designed to emit like a very high frequency, often around like 17 kilohertz, that are more audible to teens and young adults because the high frequency hearing tends to decline with age.
So this is a real thing.
It's a real thing. And These devices exist. They've been used internationally. It's not just Japan. They're meant to be annoying to younger ears and less noticeable to the older adults who are just kind of going about their day. But it's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to prevent from the loitering that could happen outside of a convenience store. That often happens here in the U.S. You see that a lot. Mm-hmm. People buy their snacks and then they just start talking to each other outside of their car before leaving. Mm-hmm. It's just a thing that people do, and I guess they figured out a way to use physics against you in that way. Now, I thought, I'll say that in random certain little tiny moments while I was in Japan, in Osaka and Tokyo, I did get a tiny bit dizzy. It could have just been the altitude. It could have just been maybe just getting up too fast, or who knows. But when you told me about that frequency, I was like, could it impact, people's ears in that, maybe they get a little tiny version of vertigo or, just losing their balance. So I looked that up too. And I guess not really. The reporting around these devices focuses on annoyance and irritation for people who can hear them. It's not commonly described as causing dizziness for adults specifically. So the quick dizzy moments in Japan could just easily be like jet lag, dehydration, the heat, even though it was raining most of the time. Mm-hmm. Could have even just been a crowded sensory overload or alcohol and sugar swings, because I don't normally eat sugar. In fact, I don't eat any sugar, but except for the holidays and for when I'm on vacation outside of our area, because I want to partake in the culture, and the food has a lot to do with the culture. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I guess just what I was feeling was something else. Like sleep disruption also had to do a lot with it. I'm glad that we got acclimated to the times and our sleep schedules when we got to Japan, as opposed to when we got back, where we just felt all the jet lag.
It was like almost instant too.
Yeah.
Like
as soon as I had something to eat that night when we got back, I just knocked out on the couch.
Yeah. As soon as we got back, all I had was enough energy to throw all the clothes in the washer. Mm-hmm. I took a shower, and then I just knocked out the rest of the night. I pretty much just woke up this morning, 2 days later.
Nice. Well, let's see here. I do have some things for geeking out. Do you want to just do a quick geeking out, Steph?
Yeah, real quick though.
Yeah. We got shit to do. So you were gonna say something, Steph.
Dude, you always do this. You always cut me off with that fucking song. You would just want to do it straight
I don't know. I guess I should be used to you wanting to have some kind of follow-up question after I ask you, are you ready for geeking out?
And my answer was not yes.
You said yeah. We can roll the tape later. Anyway, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask, what did you like the most about Japan?
Oh, I think the whole the culture, the what do you call it? Just the interpersonal culture that they have with, how you talk to people, the rules, the unwritten rules in there that, you don't really have to abide by them 100%. It's just don't be a piece of shit and trash their city and that kind of thing, or be a nuisance, or be too loud. It just makes for a nice experience. And particularly for me, who, I don't really like to interact with tons of people at a time. So everybody just kind of minds their business. And that's what I love about Japan. Like, everybody just minds their business most of the time, unless it's something that's actually impacting them personally. Then they'll probably step up and say something about it. But for the most part, like, we didn't see any confrontation by anybody. Everybody was just kind of there to be there, to have a good time and live their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely makes you consider, like, being a better person. in that aspect, just because, like you said, with the unwritten rules, it's like, okay, you got to pick up after yourself. You got to be nice. Don't push past anybody on a crowded subway.
Right.
Line up for everything. Just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
pretty much don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then it's funny, as soon as we landed, it's just like everybody's so rude at the airport at LAX. And we're just like, well,
we're back. Yeah. That's the culture shock that anybody, I think, would notice immediately after getting off in Japan.
So nice here, and then we come back to LA. It's like everybody's such a dick.
Everybody just has, that they just don't want to be there, which I get. It's terrible right now. But let's see. While we were gone, Steph, we had the Spider-Man trailer hype with the tons of Easter eggs that were going throughout it. We just saw the new Rockstar video. What was like a half an hour long?
So long.
For like a couple minute freaking trailer? It was freaking ridiculous. But they did talk about a lot of the Easter eggs that are sprinkled off throughout. I mean, the official trailer, it was released on March 18th. It was one of the best and most reviewed and viewed trailers of all time. I think it hit 1 billion within just a day or two.
You know why? It's because I think a lot more people like Spider-Man versus like
anybody else.
An Avengers saga type of thing. Because this is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's not the Avengers. It's Spider-Man. So I was like, oh, there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
What I like about this movie, too, is that it seems to be a very street level kind of justice going on. The Punisher is going to be there. Bruce Banner and the Hulk, they're going to be there. Scorpion, I think, is in full villain mode in this one. Boomerang, Tarantula, the Hand, which is the bad guys in the Daredevil stories that he fights often, which were, I guess, if you want to say, parodied to some extent. The Ninja Turtles are very much influenced by the Daredevil comics, where the Daredevil has the hand and the Ninja Turtles are against the Foot Clan. But we saw that he may be getting organic webbing, getting like some mutating powers because his body's kind of like evolving. It seems like we're gonna get a man spider. I believe that was an episode in the animated series back in the 90s.
Yes, Man Spider.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with something like Man Bat, who is a different person than Batman.
Right. It was just a giant bat.
No, but Man Spider is Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then, of course, his emotional beat where Peter's isolation and grief are on the foreground, and, he kind of goes through it.
I was watching a lot of like people's reaction to the Spider-Man trailer, and it's just like, oh no, Peter Parker sad? Finally.
Yeah, because he wasn't always happy. I mean, shit happens. That was very devastating to him in the comics. So glad they're kind of touching on that now. The other thing I wanted to touch on, Steph, was that we finally have a release date for The Legend of the White Dragon. We've been talking about that on and off for the last how long? 2-3 years now?
Yeah, pretty much. And then we've even, we just recently brought it up, like, off air on things like that. Because I was just like, wasn't this movie supposed to come out? And it was supposed to come out in like December, like 2023 or something like that.
Something like that. But if you guys aren't familiar, you don't remember us talking about The Legend of the White Dragon, it's the movie that includes Jason David Frank, who we all know as the Green Ranger in Power Rangers back in the 90s. It's his final role, and it's the last thing he did because he just recently passed away, for those who aren't aware of that either. But this movie's been in coming soon purgatory for like a very long time. So having like a real date to look forward to is pretty huge. And something tells me that they just took their time with this because they wanted to do right by Jason David Frank and the character that he portrayed in this movie. That maybe lack of funding and money too, to try to hit all those goals that they were trying to accomplish with this movie. So What do you think, Steph? Do you think this movie's going to be good?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be exactly what we think it's going to be.
Yeah. And on top of that, just a few other things. We've been gone for 2 weeks, and a lot of TV happens in 2 weeks. So, we immediately got back and started catching up on Shrinking, Monarch, Paradise, The Pit. You even got your last few episodes for Vladimir.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Would you consider that like a rom-com series?
It's definitely like a rom-com.
It's for chicks, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's for everybody.
Okay.
That
right.
Has that like little fantasy vibe. The protagonist, which is funny because like we have the captions on, and she. Now that I think about it, I don't think she's ever named in the show. She's just always been the protagonist, or they'll just talk to her directly, but they don't. Yeah. I don't know if they've ever said her name.
Interesting. I never caught that.
Yeah, because if you look at the captions, it'll say protagonist.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So she actually breaks the fourth wall quite a bit.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Oh, what's her name?
Oh, great.
The chick that plays the mummy, or plays the chick for the mummy.
Right.
Yeah.
The chick from the Mummy.
But by the way, did you know that they're going to do another Mummy movie with the original cast?
Like the Brendan Fraser and everybody?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, do you have the name there yet?
Rachel Weisz. That's what her name is. Jesus Christ.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, but they're actually going to do another Mummy.
Okay.
They just casted everybody, so I don't know. They haven't started filming yet.
Okay. Hopefully it's good. I mean, all the other ones were pretty okay. The first one was the best one.
The third one was not great.
No. That's the one with The Rock, right?
Oh, was that the Scorpion King?
No, well, that was another movie after that. The Scorpion King.
No, the Scorpion King was not great.
No, it was not.
I felt like it was forced just because they were on the hype with the Mummy series.
And they're on the hype with The Rock becoming an actor, too. Because I think that first one with where he was in The Mummy, that was his first role, I think. Or one of his first roles.
Oh, no, I think he started before that, but that was his first, like, big one.
Like, movie role.
Where we noticed, like, what is this wrestler doing on film?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah, and now he's Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to catch Daredevil. For All Mankind is back on Apple TV. So I'm excited for that one, and that's the show that we've been talking about, how like it all starts back in like the 60s or 50s, I forget, where the space race is really like hitting its heights between the US and the USSR, and it's a what if type of scenario where it asks, or at least shows us, what would really the world be like and turn into if the Russians beat us to the moon. And in this series they do, but then the U.S. becomes that much more motivated to be more innovative and more space friendly with their initiatives that they do around the government. So it's very interesting, and I think right now they're getting into like the 2000s now. Yeah,
but it still has the main guy from like way back,
old as shit.
He's probably in his 90s by now. Yeah. And then like it's funny because throughout each season you just see him getting older and older, and I'm just like, he's still with it. He's still working. He hasn't retired.
Yep, still doing it. But I think that's it, Steph. I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that'll do it.
I don't think we need to do here's what I would do for this one, but we have a few more accumulated for to keep us busy for the next few episodes. But you think that's going to do it?
I think that'll do it.
All right. Well, let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. Expect us to do one for next week. At least I can say that, unless some crazy thing happens where I get sick again. Who knows? Anything can really happen. We really hate like not putting one out, by the way. It's not like we don't care, but it's just we have jobs too, and we get sick and things happen.
Yeah.
But I learned, I think, moral of this story, Steph, don't promise that you'll do a podcast episode on location after you've written like a very hefty itinerary schedule.
Well, we tried.
We did.
In all honesty, we brought the camera, we brought the microphones, and then we just didn't have the energy. We just didn't.
No, it would have made for a really shitty episode.
Yeah.
And all that work for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ask me, we did you guys a favor.
You're welcome.
Douchebags. Nah. Well, I think that's going to do it, Steph. Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials as @FooBar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll fill it up like a couple of foos. I've been Josie.
Not Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick.
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
Hey, you. Huh? What? What the fuck? What? Hey, you. Me? Yeah, you. You want some free drugs? Do I want some what? What? Drugs, man. You want some free drugs? Like Pepto? Because I am certain that barista did not give me oat milk yesterday. No, not like that shit. Like weed or... Yeah? Oh shit, what, for real? Yes, I'm for real, man. I got your name on this list. I got it from your DARE officer in 1993. It's taken me a while, but I'm working through it. Oh my god. Do you mean Daryl? Yep, that's him. Holy shit, man. He warned me about you. He sure did. He would want me to say no. That's the advice he would have given you. Well, unfortunately, I have a lifetime experience that tells me that drugs are both awesome and expensive. So my answer is yes, absolutely. All right, man, here you go. Hell yeah, man. Hey, are you going to tell Daryl about this? No, he died like 20 years ago. For real? What happened? Drug overdose. Oh, shit. Ironic. Jinx. Owe me a Coke. Oh, you got me. Hey, enjoy those drugs. Tell your friends, okay? Oh, I will.